All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the City of Paterson's Planning Board meeting of April 3rd. I'm going to ask everyone to please rise for the flag salute. Do we have the flag there, Commissioner Claudio? Yes. Okay. Put it in front of the camera so we can see it.
Okay.
Okay, good. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America,
and to the republic for which it stands,
one
nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, I'm going to remind everyone to please, if you're not speaking, to mute yourself so we don't have any feedback. And this is a regular meeting tonight. And let me just see something. So let me just. Okay, commissioners, planning board staff, ladies and gentlemen, as chairwoman of the City of Paterson's Planning Board, I call this special meeting. Nope.
For future reference, you can enter your address in the device.
This is not a special meeting tonight, is it?
It's regular.
Right, it's a special meeting. Okay, sorry. I call this meeting of April 3rd, 2024 to order. I hereby state that all of the provisions of the State of New Jersey Public Meeting Law have been fully and completely met, that the notice of provisions required have been properly posted in the Planning Board office and with the City of Paterson clerk, that the public notice and advertisements have been published in the Herald News on March 24th, 2024 in accordance with the law, and that the copies of such notice and public advertisements are on file in the Planning Board office, as is also the agenda listing the applications to be taken up by the planning board at this meeting. Public participation will be available by calling 1-973-321-1579. Meeting ID number is 8326. And you press *1 to listen to the meeting. Press *3 to be added to the speaker queue. On the date and time that the meeting is scheduled to commence, that would be this evening. The public may also participate in the meeting by accessing the website of the City of Paterson, www.patersonnj.gov, and following the email link for the meeting, which is You also can go on with www.youtube.com/C City of Paterson NJ City Hall /live. All right, so tonight's procedures will be in accordance with the rules and regulations and bylaws as heretofore determined by the planning board at its office at 125 Ellison Street in the City of Paterson. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Commissioner Claudio? Commissioner Claudio?
Take a step. Okay.
Commissioner Fisher?
Present.
Commissioner Hassan?
I'm here.
Commissioner Hussein?
Present.
Commissioner Lidanzo?
Present.
Commissioner Roman?
Present.
Commissioner Amar?
Present.
And Madam Chair Northrop?
Present.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Okay, I'm just reminding you one more time to please make sure you mute yourself until you need to speak into the microphone. Tonight we have, I believe it's Luciano Delans, 349-351 Madison Avenue, Block 2709, Lot 15. Mr. Mariconda?
Yes, good evening, Madam Chair and Commissioners. Alan Mariconda, 726 Market Street, Paterson, on behalf of Mr. Delance.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Farsboot, are you ready to give us your summary?
Yes, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Okay, please go ahead.
Sure. The applicant proposes to subdivide the existing 5,545 square foot parcel into two lots. Proposed lot 15.01 is to contain the existing two-family dwelling on a proposed 3,045 square foot lot. Proposed lot 15.02 is to contain a proposed three-story, two-unit dwelling on a proposed 2,500 square foot lot. This proposal is located within the R3 high-medium density residential district. Proposed lot 15.01 requests variances for lot area, 5,000 square feet required and 3,045 square feet proposed, Lot width 50 feet required and 26.66 feet proposed. Front yard setback 20 feet required and 0 feet existing from 8th Avenue and 4.2 feet existing from Madison Avenue. Side yard setback 4 feet required and 2.56 feet proposed as a result of the subdivision. Parking setback 3 feet required and 2.07 feet proposed. And parking 4 off-street parking spaces required and 3 parking spaces proposed. Proposed lot 15.02 requests variances for lot area 5,000 square feet required and 2,500 square feet proposed. Lot width 50 feet required and 25 feet proposed. Front yard setback 20 feet required and 15 feet proposed. Side yard setback 4 feet required and 3.08 feet proposed on each side yard. Combined side yard setback 14 feet required and 6.16 feet proposed. Lot coverage 40% required and 48% proposed. And parking 4 off-street parking spaces required and 2 off-street parking spaces proposed inside the garage. This proposal requires minor subdivision approval, site plan approval, and bulk variances. Madam Chair?
Ms. Forsberg, Mr. Mariconda?
So, okay. Yes, good evening, Madam Chair. Again, we're ready to proceed. We'll be calling Mr. Evans as our architect planner, and the applicant is available if needed. We believe this is a very straightforward subdivision on a corner property, which we feel is always an advantage. And we're located in the R3 zone, which of course permits high medium density residential, not just 2-family. And we have the existing and proposed 2 families on the site. We'll call Mr. Evans at this time.
Yes, please.
Good evening, Mr. Evans. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give in this proceeding is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
We accept Mr. Evans as an expert witness. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Evans, thank you. Would you give us the benefit of the site plan and subdivision review? We're incorporating the subdivision map of Ampel Surveying. Is that correct?
Yes. So I have the plans I could share on the screen. Let me know if you can see that. Can you see the plans?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So what we have is a 4-sheet submission. The first sheet shows the existing building and the proposed new 2-family. That's the site plan subdivision plan, which is on the intersection of Madison Avenue and 8th Avenue. The existing house is situated towards the front on Madison Avenue and along 8th Avenue. The site is larger than 5,000, which has been typical with a lot of subdivisions we've done. It's 5,545 square feet. And
Excuse me, Matt, can you zoom that in?
yeah, sorry. I'll give you a,
Thank you.
how's that, a little better there? So,
Yes.
so as you can see, the existing house is at the intersection of 8th Avenue and Madison. And presently, adjacent to the house where the proposed 2 families going, there's a curb cut on Madison Avenue, which has diagonal parking spaces, which creates a condition of angled parking, and it's really not suited for the site, and it would probably enforce people, or people would need to back out onto Madison Avenue. So by removing that curb cut on Madison Avenue, we've designed a house where the garage is in the rear of the new dwelling, and we've created an easement for lot 1502, which is the new house, to cross 1501 and enter and exit on 8th Avenue. So that would be a shared parking agreement with the 2 lots. So we have 2-car parking for the new house, and then we have 3 spaces in the rear of the existing house. So we'd have 5 spaces, 3 for the existing dwelling and 2 for the proposed dwelling. And what we've done is we've designed the house where we've brought it up close to Madison Avenue, not as close as the other one, but it's 15 feet off the front, and that gives us some landscaped area, some green space in the rear. And we've designed it also with drainage taken into consideration for both properties. And so we have 3.08 off of the side yards of the new dwelling. So it's 2,500 square feet is the new site, and the the existing house, we have the variances here, 3,045 square feet for the existing dwelling that's going to remain. So going to the next sheet, we have the first sheet, we have the site details, the tax map showing the site location. And then going to sheet S2, we have the soil erosion site plan details, utility details. And then going to the architectural plans, we show the ground floor, the second floor, and the third floor, which is ground floor first and second. We show on the ground floor, we have as I mentioned, the parking, the 2-car parking garage is in the rear of the building. That's accessed through the easement. So we have side-by-side parking. Then we've cut the ground level into 2 spaces. We have storage units adjacent to the garage. So unit B has storage, 395 square feet, and unit A has 251 square feet. So unit B is accessed off of the garage, and then unit A, we have a door, and it's accessed through the stair and up through the second floor. So the second floor plan is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath unit, and you may have seen these come before you, similar type of dwellings in the past. And we have 3 bedrooms. We have walk-in closet for bedroom 1 with a full bathroom, and then bedroom 2 and bedroom 3 have a shared bathroom, and then we have laundry, mechanical on the second floor. And then, as you can see, we have a nice open kitchen, dining, living room plan, which is accessed from the front of the building. So the stair comes up, there's a landing, there's 2 entrances. There's one to the second floor, and then there's a door with stairs going up to the 3rd floor. So the 3rd floor is pretty much identical to the 2nd floor with the open plan, with the exception of the open stair at the top of the landing, which gives you a little bit more open feeling and open space for that unit. And then we go to the elevations. We have the front elevation of the new 2-family, and that's on Madison Avenue. So as you can see, we have stairs coming up, and we have a landing, and then we come up to the 2 doors for the entrances to the apartments. And then we've given it a nice colonial appearance with different mix of materials. We have brick and shake, and we have vertical siding on the gable ends. So we've broken it up with a lot of different aesthetic features on the residential. And then on the left elevation, that shows you the 2-car garage, which is entered off the rear of the building. And then the side elevation, right side elevation, and then the rear elevation. So basically that's the units in a nutshell. Both units meet the minimum requirement of 1,100 square feet. We have 1,500 square feet with the store, including the ground storage unit for A, and we have 1,600 for unit B. So that would be the application that we're presenting.
Okay, Mr. Merrick.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Madam Chair. Yes, just a couple follow-up.
Yes.
points. Mr. Evans, did you describe how the parking is laid out and how many there are for each lot?
Yeah, so we have 3 for 1501, which is the corner lot, and that is on the rear of the 1501. And then we have the 2 parking spaces that we have access through the easement for 1502. So we have 2 for the new 2-family, and then we have the 3 for the corner 2-family.
So the existing 2-family retains 3 parking spaces.
Yes.
And of course, that's a positive benefit as compared to some subdivisions where some parking is lost on some occasions. So we have a total of 5 spaces for the 2 lots.
Yes, and the parking for the new 2 families side by side, which is a little bit better for access for the both cars. And also, as I mentioned, we would be removing any access on Madison Avenue, which is a county road. So we felt that it would be better to have that shared driveway for both units and removing that driveway where cars are backing out onto Madison Avenue historically.
Yeah, no doubt that's a positive. And we will provide a deed of easement in perpetuity as per the report of the staff for the driveway access serving the benefit of lot 15.02, correct?
Yes.
Okay. That would conclude Mr. Evans' testimony, Madam Chair.
Okay, Mr. Maricondo, is that your only witness for this evening besides the applicant?
The applicant is just on standby. Yes, no other professionals.
Okay, so this would be the time that I'm going to open it up to the public. If there's anyone in the public who has any questions of Mr. Evans, the architect, now would be the time to come forward. Do we have any callers?
I'm waiting on a response from Ryan.
Okay.
And just have everybody, if there are any callers, please press star 3 to get in the speaker queue. No callers, Madam Chair.
So then at this time, I'm going to open it up to the commissioners. Commissioners, any questions from the commissioners of Matt Evans?
No, I don't have any questions about the construction.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Commissioner Fisher. You don't have any questions or you do?
No, I said I don't have any questions. I don't know if anybody else does.
Okay, you don't have any.
I have a question.
Yes, okay. Commissioner Amar, is that you?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't see anyone's face. Okay, there you go. I can't see anyone's face because I just have the plans up. Okay, your question, please?
So they were explaining that the lots it's a subdivision, but the lots will be sharing the 5 parking spots. Are these the same owner will own the 2 lots?
Madam Chair, Mr. Evans can address that a little more specifically. There is a total of 5 spaces and they're allocated. Mr. Evans, can you explain that again?
Yes.
I believe.
So
Go ahead.
No, I know that there is 5 spaces,
Yeah.
but I'm saying is these 2 lots are going to be owned by the same, the property is going to be owned by the same owner, the 2 spaces, the 2 lots?
Well, when the subdivision occurs, initially, the owner would still remain as property owner of the 2 lots created, but he would have the ability, of course, to convey in the future. That's why we're creating the easement in perpetuity. And if you need Mr. Evans to explain further how that would function, we could.
Yeah, because I
Yes.
need to know after it's, if it's owned by another person, how they're going to do to access the parking in the back and how they're going to keep sharing the 5 spaces.
Okay.
Yes.
There's not a total share arrangement. Mr. Evans, can you elaborate on that again?
Yes, so the access for lot 1502 is basically just the right to travel across the property of 1501, and they're not going to park there. They're not going to leave vehicles or any storage of the cars there. Basically, they just have the access to come across and park in their garage and then back out onto the easement and out onto 8th Avenue. So the 3 spaces would be dedicated to 1501 and the 2 spaces are dedicated to 1502. So if the 1502 is sold, it has, in perpetuity rights to access through onto 8th Avenue. So there's not any other arrangement than what we're proposing.
Okay, so it's in perpetuity, meaning it can be done and that's it, and there'll be no arguments between the two owners of the property.
Any future owner would acknowledge by purchasing the property based on the deed of easement in perpetuity, commissioners, that this is the way the property would be utilized for all
Okay.
future owners.
And I'd like to put that they don't charge the tenants for the parkings, being that
That's not-
they don't have enough parking lots
Yes, no, this
or
is
as
not
a-
going to be any any rental charges whatsoever.
can we put that as a condition, Madam Chair?
Yes, you could do that, but yeah, this is private
Yes, for sure.
property. I doubt they're gonna charge, but we could absolutely do that. Any other questions, Commissioner Moore?
I believe those are my questions. Thank you.
Okay, commissioners,
Actually, no, I'm
go
sorry.
ahead. That's
I'm
okay,
sorry.
go ahead.
There was, I don't know if this is for this application or the next one. No, those are my questions for this one. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Commissioners, do any other commissioners have any questions of Mr. Evans? All right, I really can't see any of the commissioners because the plans are up. Can you take your plans down? Thank you. Okay. So let me see the heads there. Okay. Does anyone have any questions at all? Okay, of Mr. Evans regarding this application? Okay, I don't see anyone else, so I'm going to ask Mr. Mariconda to please summarize.
Madam Chair, I'm sorry.
Yes.
You did not close.
Oh,
did not close
I'd like to
the public
close.
portion.
Yeah, I
Wait,
want to,
wait.
I'll make a motion to close the public portion. Do I have a motion?
Wait,
second.
Madam Chair, I'm sorry. Wait. Can you just give one more chance for anybody who has comments? Because the last portion was questions. This is for comments. So just announce it again, please. Thank you.
Does anyone have any comments from the public? Now would be the time to come forward. Can you check to see if we have anyone in the queue?
Yes, I did. And we're waiting. Hold on. No callers, Madam Chair. Now can I have a motion to close the public
I'm going to
portion?
make the motion. Do I have a second to close the public portion?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lorenzo.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So I'm going to ask Mr. Mariconda to summarize, please.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. As I indicated in my opening, I felt this was a positive and beneficial minor subdivision, not only in terms of the street location on the corner lot, but the fact that we're providing good parking and no access or ingress or egress from Madison Avenue. We'll be getting Passaic County review. We've established that we're going to be preparing a deed of easement just for access purposes. Each lot will contain its own parking spaces. It's an R3 zone, which allows multifamily, so it's appropriate that it's before this board as a permitted use. It's a positive benefit. The area contains a variety of lot sizes and various residential and commercial uses, so we feel it has a positive impact in that regard. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I just, this is a two-part.
Madam Chair,
This is a two-part.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Just in terms of the subdivision, you're about to say this is going to be a two-part vote, but
Yes.
the deed of easement, which is set forth in detail in the plans, which was testified to, would be a condition of the subdivision.
Yes. You're talking about the
Not-
right
not
of way
the
for
bulk-
the right of way for the,
Correct. That would be on the subdivision motion if the motion for approval were to be made, not on the site plan and bulk variance.
right, for the easement in perpetuity. Okay, got it. All right, so thank you, Mr. Acquaviva. Would anyone like to make a motion on this application?
Yeah, I can make a motion for the subdivision.
Is that Commissioner Hussein?
Hassan.
Somewhere, I don't see him.
Well, I got a lot of face there, madam.
I see you there. I see you there. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, please. You heard, this is for the subdivision
Right.
and the deed in perpetuity of, for the easement.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm making the motion for the subdivision. The property is 349, 351. Well, I'll say applicant is Luciano Delance. Pardon me if I'm saying wrong. 349, 351 Madison Avenue, Paterson, New Jersey, 07524. The property address is 349-351 Madison Avenue, block 2709, lot 15. So I'm sending requesting board attorney to do I'm making a motion for the subdivision, right? The minor subdivision.
For approval for the subdivision.
Yes.
Second.
With the condition
With the condition, yes,
that Mr. Aquaviva just mentioned about the
Right.
perpetuity of easement. Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Commissioner Lorenzo. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hassan,
Yes.
Commissioner Claudio,
Yes.
Commissioner Claudio,
Yes.
Commissioner Fisher,
Is this for the subdivision?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Commissioner Hussein,
Yes.
Commissioner Liranzo,
Yes.
Commissioner Roman,
Yes.
Commissioner Amar,
Yes.
and Madam Chair Northrup.
Yes.
Thank you.
Just another one. to go.
Okay. So next, may I have a motion on this application for the site plan?
I'll make it, ma'am.
Yes, Commissioner Hussein.
Like to make motion for approval on this application is the applicant Lucinio Delance, 349-351 Madison Avenue, Paterson, New Jersey, 07524. Property 349-351 Madison Avenue, block 2709, lot 15. I move that the Board of Attorney prepare resolution guaranteeing site plan approval, bulk variances, city engineer, Hudson Passaic Soil Conservation Service, County of Passaic, Madison Avenue is a county road, record driveway access easement agreement in perpetuity with conditions.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lorenzo. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hassan,
Yes.
Commissioner Claudio,
Yes.
Commissioner Fisher,
Yes.
Commissioner Hussein,
Yes.
Commissioner Liranzo,
Yes.
Commissioner Roman,
Yes.
Commissioner Amar,
Yes.
and Madam Chair Northrup.
Yes.
Thank you.
Congratulations
Thank
to
you.
the applicant.
We thank you for the approval, Commissioners. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so now we move on to, just give me a minute here.
All right. Yeah, have a good one. Oh, you got your jacket too. Okay. New York Yankees.
Of course, the Giants and Yankees.
I'm gonna change up, put a Mets on them. You do that?
Everybody turn their microphones off, please, if you're not talking.
Yeah, Mr. Stearns, it's Mr. Romanek and yourself that are saying, so I could remove Alan. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Rashidi.
Okay, so we're gonna move on. We have the next,
Where you guys going to eat?
is everybody still with us? It looked like all of a sudden we're missing people.
I'm with you. Fisher's here.
We're all here, Madam Chair.
Okay, just looked weird to me. Okay, all right, so we have another application on this evening. It's 11 Goshen Street, LLC, 993 Main Street, Block 6705, Lot 22. Ms. Dubiel, are you representing them?
Yes, I am. Good evening.
Okay.
Person Dubiel, representing 11 Goshen Street LLC in the matter of the application, site plan approval, bulk variances before the board, the property 993 Main Avenue.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right, so who's giving us a review on this? Is that going to be Mr. Deutsch?
Oh, Mr. Deutsch, you want to go first or whatever?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay, good. All right, can you give us your summary? Yes, please.
On a 2,500 square foot lot, the applicant proposes to remove the existing 2.5-story building on the site and construct a 3-story building with a commercial use and 1 residential unit on the first floor and 2 residential units on both the second and third floors. This proposal is within the B2 Community Business District and within the city's 6th Ward and is located on the east side of Main Street, 50 feet south of Gould Avenue. Variances are requested for the following. Lot area, 5,000 square feet required and 2,500 square feet is existing. Lot width, 50 feet required and 25 feet is existing. 1 side yard setback, 4.17 feet is proposed and 10 feet is required. Rear yard setback as a minimum of 25 feet is required and 10 feet is proposed. Lot coverage as a maximum coverage of 60% is permitted and 74.44% is proposed. Parking. 7 parking spaces are required on the property in question and 0 are provided on site. That is the synopsis, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Deutsch. Okay, Ms. Dubiel?
Yes, I have 2 witnesses here this evening.
Okay, who would they be?
The first one is Michael Romanek, who is the engineer. The second, the architect, I'm sorry. And the second is Tom Stearns, who is the engineer. If needed.
Okay.
I also have the property owner present if there should arise a need.
Okay, do you want to call your first witness then, please?
Yes, I'd like to call Michael Romanek.
Yes.
Hi, Michael. How are you? Just spell your last name for me. R-O-M.
Yes, Michael Romanek, R-O-M-A-N-I-K.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony about this proceeding is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And we accept him as an expert witness.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay.
Mr. Romanek, would you please explain to the board the plan that we have presented to here tonight?
Yes, commissioners, if you please look at the architectural drawing first, you'll see what we are proposing. As Mr. Deutsch explained briefly, if we could share the monitor. Give me a second. Yes, commissioners, you're looking at sheet number 1 of the set of drawings dated 4/15/23. You can see from the elevation, commissioners, on the right portion of that drawing. In fact, we are proposing a 3-story building, as Mr. Deutsch indicated. It's a 3-story mixed-use building. It'll be residential and commercial. Sorry. And I think we're getting back into focus now, commissioners. Let's see. There we go. Yes, in fact, that's the building that's going to be removed. It's actually a 3-level structure. There's an apartment on the 3rd floor, apartment on the 2nd floor, and there is commercial space on the 2nd. That property is known as 993 Main Street. You'll see from the photograph, that's the building that will be demolished, commissioners. And what we are proposing in its place is the diagram below, which is, again, the 3-story building having a commercial space on the ground floor with an apartment in the back. That will be a barrier-free apartment in the rear as well as the front. There will be 2 apartments on the 2nd floor and 2 apartments on the 3rd floor as well. As you can see from the floor plans, commissioners, on the left side of the sheet, looking at the top diagram, you'll see the 3rd floor, which is comprised of a 1-bedroom unit and also a 2-bedroom unit. Both those units meet the minimum floor area. As far as the 1-bedroom unit, we have 648 square feet, which meets the minimum 600 square feet minimum. And there's a 2-bedroom unit, which requires 900 square feet. And as you can see, we have over 1,000 square feet. Looking at the 2nd floor plan, commissioners, we're proposing 2 units there as well. You'll see towards the front, which is on the left portion of that floor plan, that's a studio apartment, which has 555 square feet, and that certainly meets the minimum of 300 square feet. There's a 2-bedroom unit towards the rear, which is typical to the 3rd floor, which also has 1,000 square feet. Looking at the ground floor, commissioners, you'll see the left portion of that floor plan, which is a commercial tenant space, which is comprised of 937 square feet. And again, Main Street is to the left of that, and you can see the double doors that provide access into the commercial space. Behind the commercial space and at the rear of the building, there's a barrier-free unit, which is a one-bedroom unit, which also meets the minimum requirement of 900 square feet. Well, actually 600 square feet. We are proposing 694 square feet. So what I just described were 5 units on the ground floor, the second floor, and third floor, plus the commercial space. The bottom diagram, commissioners, you'll see is the basement floor area, which is comprised of a gross floor area of 1,861 square feet. And that's essentially for utility, equipment, meters, and so on. So there will be no habitable space in the basement whatsoever. As you can see from the diagram, the proposed front elevation, commissioners, what we want to do is have an exterior that somewhat resembles the new structure that was built recently on the corner, which would have insulated metal panels. You can see the entry as labeled ground floor exterior doors, which lead into the commercial space. And to the far left of that front facade, you'll see we are proposing the exterior door, which leads up to the second and third floor levels as well. You'll see the signage that we are proposing. It's a 3-foot by 12-foot 6-inch flat sign, which will be illuminated. That represents 13.8% sign coverage. So commissioners, if you turn to sheet number 2, what you'll see are the elevations. You can see the right side elevation. And again, there's direct access into the dwelling unit on the ground floor, as well as the secondary access into the commercial space. The photograph on the right-hand portion, upper right-hand portion, commissioners, you'll see the view of the existing building that we are proposing to demolish. That's taken from the parking lot of also property where Mr. Nouri is also a principal as well. The rear elevation, as you can see, will have a stucco finish, as well as the left side elevation. As Mr. Deutsch indicated, the property is located in the B2 zone, which does allow mixed residential and commercial uses, commissioners. We do not have the 5,000 square foot lot area requirement. As you can see, there are structures on both sides of the existing building, which will be demolished, as well as what we are proposing. The newer building, which was several years ago, that is located on the immediate corner of Main Street and Gould Avenue as well. So we think this would certainly be an addition to the neighborhood, as well as keeping within the parameters of having the streetscape comprised of a facade that would house a commercial as well as residential units above. With regard to the lot area, we do have the 5,000 square feet. The ordinance does exempt commercial parking spaces for those lots that are less than 5,000 square feet. Our lot width is 25 square feet. So we do not have to provide parking, as parking is not required now for the commercial space on the ground floor of the existing building. Parking is required for the residential units, commissioners, in the form of a total of 10 parking spaces, which is required. Now, looking at what we are proposing as far as parking and what is required, there will be actually a net increase of 5 parking spaces, since 2 apartments will be removed in the existing building. We are proposing a total of 5, so there'll be a net increase in the number of dwelling units of 3. So the net increase of 5 parking spaces is actually required. If we look at it in terms of a net requirement, again, what's pre-existing would have been required for those apartments and what we are proposing. So there is an increase, a net increase of 5 parking spaces. So commissioners, that's exactly what we are proposing. We feel that the building itself certainly is consonant to the residential and commercial character of the neighborhood, as well as the bulk, which is very similar to many of the structures along there. As you can see on the left of that photograph, there is a 3-story structure there as well. Many of the buildings also are 3 stories with residential units on the second and third floors of many apartments that are along Main Street corridor, which is, again, a B2 commercial zone, which does allow residential uses. And Madam Chair, that's the summary of what we are proposing.
Thank you, Mr. Renner.
Thank you.
Are there any questions for the witness?
You are on mute, Madam Chair.
You're muted, Madam Chair.
You are on mute.
Sorry. I would prefer that you call your next witness, and then I'll open up to the public for questions of both witnesses. Okay? So your next witness would be Mr. Stern?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Mr.
please.
Stern, would you please explain to the board the site plan that you prepared for tonight's meeting?
He has to be sworn in first, please.
Mr. Stern, please raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give in this proceeding is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you, Mr. Stern.
And we accept Mr. Stern as an expert witness. Okay? So you
Thank you,
can
Madam Chair.
continue. Yep.
Okay, so I'll proceed with my, I'm going to share my screen. Let me go. Let's go to my site. Can everyone see that?
Yes.
Okay, so this is my site plan dated May 30th.
Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Stern. Can you enlarge it?
It's a little bit small.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna blow it up. Let me see here. Is that getting better?
That's better, yes.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna center it. Okay, so this is my site plan dated May 30th, 2023. This is 993 Main Street, Lot 22, Block 6705. We are on the easterly side of Main Street between Gould and Goshen Streets. You can see on my site plan here, the highlighted, the shaded area is our lot in question. That's lot 22. This lot is 25 feet wide and it's 100 feet deep. So the reason we show it in comparison to these other lots is that Mr. Norrie, this is Mr. Norrie's property to the left and to the right. So we are kind of mashed in between that. And then we have the parking lot for Norrie Market is in the back right here. So our proposal, as Mr. Manick said, is to remove that existing 3-story building that's currently residential, and commercial, and we're going to have the one commercial unit, which is handicap accessible in the front, and we're going to have one handicap accessible unit in the rear on the first level, and then we're going to have 2 additional stories, which will comprise of 4 more units. So we'll have a total of 5 residential units, and we're going to have the 1 commercial unit on the first floor. So the position of the building, as we said, Mr. Manick said, the building footprint is approximately 1,861 square feet. The position of this building it'll be set on the just slightly off the front property line. We have 8 inches off the front property line, 0.67, as you see right here. And on the northerly property line, we're going to be 6 inches or half a foot off that northerly. The rear, we have a 10-foot rear setback. And then on the southerly side, we have 3.67, which is 3 foot 8 inches. And on that southerly side, we're going to have a concrete access walkway that'll access the doorways that were shown on Mr. Manick's plan that give access to the residential unit in the rear and the rear of the commercial unit. And again, we have the front doors. That front door on the left at this location accesses the stairwell to the second and third floors, and then we have our access to the commercial unit at this location. So besides that, we're going to have our condensing units in the rear of the property in that 10-foot setback. They're located here. And then we do have a small grassed area that'll be for the residents. It's a small area, but that's what we're providing in the back. And also, so as we said, I'll just go through the zoning real quick that Mr. Deutsch and Mr. Manick went through. So we're a 2,500 square foot lot where 5,000 square feet is required. This is the B2 community business district.
Lot width, 25 feet is provided, 50 is required. Front yard, 0 is required here. We're at the 8-inch setback on this. Side yard, 0 or 10, we're half a foot. Other side, 0 or 10, we're at 3.67. Rear yard, 25 feet is required. We're a variance at 10 feet. Building height, 40 feet is required. We comply with 33 feet. Number of stories, 3 stories we comply with. The lot coverage, 60% is required. We're asking for a variance. We're at 74% here. And parking, obviously, Mr. Deutsch said, based on the, there's no residential requirement for the, no commercial requirement, but we have the 5 residential units, which will give us 10 parking space required. And we're proposing none, but we do have a, so this property, since it's owned by Mr. Nori currently, it will have access to the rear parking area in the evening. So Mr. Nori's market operates from 9 to 7:30 p.m. And after that, the parking spaces in the rear will be available for this unit, for these units of this building. I think that's essentially it.
Thank you, Mr. Stearns.
Sure.
So your testimony indicates that the applicant owns the property to the left and to the right of the subject property?
And to the rear.
And to
also.
the rear, that's what I was going to say. And also the parking lot that's depicted at the rear is all belongs to the applicant.
That is correct, yes.
And what we're saying is that although we are not providing parking spots for this particular event, that parking lot is available to the tenants of that property in the front, and that during the evening hours, parking spaces become more readily available.
That is correct, yeah. And that'll be deeded into the units.
Yes. So there's no additional parking.
That's correct.
Are there any questions for any of the witnesses?
Madam Chair, you're muted.
Open it up to the public first, sorry. So at this time, okay, if anyone has any questions of either witness, Mr. Romanek or Mr. Stern, now would be the time to call in. I'll allow 3 minutes for questions.
Madam Chair, can you repeat the steps to call in, please?
Yes, you can call in at 973-321-1579. The meeting ID is 8326. You can press star 1 to listen to the meeting, but press star 3 to be added to the queue for questions. Let me know.
We have no
callers.
callers. I don't know if you want to open the comment section now.
I will at the same time. Since there are no callers, there probably won't be any from the public, but I will ask if anyone has any comments to make regarding this application from the public. Okay. Again, you can call in and you dial 1-973-321-1579, and you can press star 3 to be added to the queue. Anything?
Waiting.
Okay.
No callers, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to make a motion to close the public portion. Does anyone want to second it?
Second.
Commissioner Roman, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, now I'm going to open it up to the commissioners. Commissioners' questions of either Mr. Romanek or Mr. Stern.
I have
Commissioner Amar, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I was hearing that the parking I'm sorry. Oh, I was hearing that the parking space is gonna be shared with a Nuri parking lot, but I believe that parking spot is shared with the building in the corner also. The medical building in the corner of Main Street, is that right?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, so is there enough parking available for Al-Nouri's and the building in the corner that it's a big, it has a pharmacy, a medical plaza, and I'm not sure if it has apartments or not. I'm not familiar.
No, that building doesn't have any apartments, but that was previously approved, that building with that parking lot.
Oh, no, I know that, but being that it's sharing and it wasn't mentioned in the meeting.
Oh,
it's
right,
sharing
yes,
the
I
same parking
apologize.
lot. Yeah.
That will be included, but most of those commercial businesses will be closed at night as well.
Yeah, I know. That's why I wanted to ask if there is any apartments in that building because I'm not familiar.
Okay, thank you. Right, that's correct. There are none.
Another question was, I didn't hear anyone mentioning anything about the garbage or the recycling. Where are we gonna put it? Or maybe I didn't hear.
Give me 1 second.
It's already a recycling area in the parking lot.
I'm sorry, they're gonna be sharing that with the store as well?
Yes.
Okay.
It's big enough. Also, I just wanted to make note that that medical center closes at 5 o'clock.
Yes.
Pretty early.
Anything else, Commissioner Moore? No. Okay, commissioner questions? Commissioner Fisher.
Yes. Question, in the back, is there any back exit? Because I saw on the previous, they had a, what do you call it, like a deck that goes all the way down. Is there any kind of a back exit?
I saw that too. Yeah.
So what we're gonna, if I may, Madam Chair, so what we're gonna do is there is a little, we showed a little walkway to the rear, and we will have a gate. There'll be a fence along the property line on this, and there will be a gate to that rear property for access to it.
But I think Commissioner Fisher, correct me if I'm wrong, Commissioner Fisher, I think he's asking, he saw it and I saw it too, on the back deck of the property right now, you could see like there's stairs back there to come out. God forbid somebody has to come out of there real quick. He's asking, is there any way? Am I correct, Commissioner Fisher?
Yes,
Is that what you're looking for?
You're definitely correct. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Commissioner, the building will be fully sprinklered and there will be a fire alarm system. And based on that, a second means of egress is not required by code. So we do have the front access only. It's not required.
I understand that it's not by the code. I'm saying you having a sprinkler system, that's all well and good, but usually there's either windows that push out or there's a back exit or somewhere so they can get out in case of a fire.
Well, they have emergency escape windows. There will be.
So those are the same windows that push out.
Yes, Commissioner.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioners?
I got a question.
Yes, Commissioner Claudio.
Okay, I see you have a handicap entry in the front and one in the rear. Are there going to be any handicap sign in the back for parking?
We do have one.
Stearns had indicated that there will be a handicap parking space in the back. As a matter of fact, it's shown on the site plan, Tom.
Yes, so we do have, so actually right near this property, which is right adjacent to the medical building, there are 2 handicap spaces at that location.
All right, thank you.
Sure.
I
have a question.
Yes, Commissioner Roman, go ahead, please.
I'm just trying to, I guess, visualize or the parking lot that we keep mentioning in the back. Just help me understand it. If I did, food shopping and I park in the back, do I have to walk around? Like, how far? Is there a gate that'll let me into that little cement alleyway that you spoke about?
So we are going to provide a gate. As I said, we'll have a fence along the rear of the rear property line of this lot, and then we are going to have a gate which will be able to access the that Nori parking lot.
Okay, so that gate, I did hear you mention the gate. I wasn't sure. So that gate leads into that parking lot in the back.
That is
Yes.
correct. Yes.
You have parking directly behind the building, actually. In the parking area, that is, which is probably about 15 to 20 feet away.
And Mr. Roman, if I can just clarify, we are proposing a walkway from the front Main Street side to the back between this.
Yes, that is correct.
And the property next door. And there is also another walkway between the supermarket and the adjacent lots. So both those walkways lead to the back parking area.
That is correct. So if somebody was on the front, they'd have that access by the supermarket and on our property as well.
Thank you.
Another question. Is there a unit behind the business now?
A unit?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Is there an apartment behind the business now?
No, there isn't. I believe there is not. No, there is not an apartment now behind the commercial use.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question. What is the square footage of, I guess that would be apartment. Let me just get my thoughts here. The square footage of apartment on the main street, the one that says the living room, dining room, bedroom. There's a 2-bedroom apartment.
Yes, well, the second floor and third floor, they contain 2-bedroom apartments, and each one has 1,005 square feet, which meets the minimum.
On the 2-bedroom? On the 2-bedroom?
For a 2-bedroom, yes. Yeah, it's labeled there as such. You look to the summary on the right of each floor plan, Commissioner, you'll see, in fact, what the square footage is of each of the apartments.
Okay, so the two bedroom is 1,000. Okay, so here's my question, because so then, to me, I'm looking at the studio apartment. And then I'm looking at the 2-bedroom. The studio apartment says 555 square feet. Okay, but the 2-bedroom unit is 1,005 square feet. But yet when I'm looking on your drawings, they look the same size to me.
Well, on the second floor, you'll see in the front there, you have a stairway, you have a hallway, you have actually 2 hallways.
We could shoot.
So that's, we can look,
Can I share
at the second floor plan. If we
Can I share my screen?
Yes, please.
Yes, so again, looking at the second floor plan, we'll come to that soon.
Okay.
The second floor plan in the front, where the studio is, you'll see there's actually a hallway and a stairway and another hallway. So all that is subtracted from the area, so it's not quite equivalent. As you can see, it's much less because of the stairway and hallway providing access to the 3rd floor. And there's also a private hallway that leads to the unit in the rear. So that gets deducted from roughly the 1,000 square feet, and that's why you have about 550 square feet.
All right, because I was just saying to myself, why are we cramming 2 bedrooms into that small area? But I do see that you have I see what you're saying. You only, looks like one little stairway. The other one looks like 2. They both have the hallway and they both have the stairway, but I do see the second stairway area. So I could see that would be taking up a lot of the space. It just looked weird to me.
Yeah, it's providing the access with proper stairways and hallways.
Right. Okay. Okay. So, all right. Any other questions by the commissioners?
Yes, I got a question.
Commissioner Hassan?
Yes, so, I mean, what type of business we have right now at the bottom floor? Like, and what type of business we are planning to do there?
Currently a wireless mobile business, cell phone business. and proposed, do we have any idea?
He's coming back.
He's coming back, so it will be the same.
Okay, good. And well, just wondering, I know I'm familiar with the Nuri supermarket and the back. I know after evening hour, we're gonna have enough spaces for parking. I mean, is it okay? I mean, do you think if we can provide maybe few parking there? Again, I'm just throwing out there. It's not, you don't have to. I mean, do you think, is it possible? Like, after evening hour is fine. There is no customer, right? But the problem is during the day. There would be a lot of, 3-bedroom apartment, 2-bedroom apartment. It will be few cars. We know that definitely, right? So I'm just wondering, is it possible maybe few parking dedicated to those apartments? Again, I'm just throwing out there the possibility. If you can, it's fine. This would be great. I mean, if not, it's
Mr. Stern?
Yeah.
Yes. So I mean, I don't think that's up to me. I don't know if it's up. Maybe.
I'm asking to the
Is the applicant the applicant is available?
The applicant is here. Yes.
Okay, good. Can we swear the applicant in then, please? Hello, Mr. Nuri.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, yes.
Hi, please state your name for the record.
My name is Albert Nouri, is the owner or member of 11 Goshen Street, LLC.
Raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give in this proceeding is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Thank you. So the question out there is, do you think that there's any possibility that you can supply just a few spaces during the day for anyone in your complex here?
Yes. I mean,
yes, we could have some parking with the name for the tenant who's gonna be there, like a few parking extra, but there is always a space. Like always, we have 75-80% the parking. Full, never full 100%, because the people really on the weekend, the medical building is closed. The parking during the week is not that busy because the shopping is not much during the week, but most people come shopping during the weekend. So there is always 20% the parking lot is empty. So we do have, we could supply a few parking for the tenant.
That would be awesome.
That's great. That would be great. Yeah. So that's what I was looking at.
Beautiful.
If you can do, that would be great. So
okay,
yeah.
Thank you so much.
That's all I have, Madam Chair.
I think that's all you have, Commissioner Hassan. Anyone else have any questions? And Mr. North, yes, Commissioner Lorenzo.
I was looking at the plans. Is 5 apartment or 5 studios that we're seeing in there? Correct.
There's 1 studio, and it looks like
The one in the first floor is in the studio.
Yes. No.
It's a romantic. It had a store. It had a store in the front, and in the back is a studio.
Yes.
When we go to the video, share screen.
The one in the back does not say studio.
And what is that in the back?
The one in the back is a 2-bedroom.
Yeah, a studio or an apartment.
No. 1 bedroom. That's an apartment, not a studio.
It's a 1 bedroom in the back.
1 bedroom in the back of the commercial.
I see 2.
So in the second is 2 apartments too. Correct.
In the back.
1 in the front, 1 in the back.
Yes.
Correct.
1 studio and then 1 2-bedroom apartment in the back.
And then the 3rd floor is 1 in the front and 1 in the back also.
Yes.
Correct. So it's 5 apartments.
Yes.
Correct. And the store.
Yes.
Okay.
It's in the store.
So basically, you may need more parking space for that. Well, the original building, like Mr. Romanik said, we have the 2nd floor have a 3-bedroom and the 3rd floor have 2-bedroom. So the existing, we're not increasing much from the existing. The existing have a 3-bedroom and 2-bedroom. And
Yeah,
now
but that was previously.
Right.
Now you change the whole scenario. You're making officially 5 apartments and a storefront, right?
Yes, I let Mr. Romanek explain how we have existing and we're only increasing by probably 2 bedroom from the existing. If
Okay.
Romanek could explain.
We'll have Mr. Romanek please explain it.
Yes, the existing structure has 2 apartments in a commercial space. We are proposing 5 apartments in a commercial space.
Apartments, yes.
So there's
actually
3
an increase.
additional.
There's a net increase of 3 apartments.
Right.
That's what I mentioned about the parking. We actually, if you look at the net increase in parking, it's 5 spaces, even though we're required 10 spaces, but we do have to look at what was previously existing. That's how I feel anyway.
Yeah, no, but when you change it, everything changes. Because
Right, so what he's saying right now.
You are in a lot of space for people to live there. More than the commercial, because before you had something different. Now you have a new structure, and it's going to be totally different than what you had before.
But I can mention that.
I believe you need more space to park in the back.
So, Commissioner, if I may, so the prior owner had no parking. He didn't have access to the Nori parking lot in the rear. So he had no provided parking.
It was different rule when they built
I understand that. But now we are providing parking in the rear after hours. After 5 p.m., we said those the medical building will be closed. So all those parking spaces will be freed up and they'll have the availability to park in the rear.
And also parking is not required for the commercial space.
No, for the commercial, but you have residential there too.
Yes, sir.
It's a misuse, but it's more residential than commercial. Am I right?
So we have that parking lot of 43 spaces right behind us, and then there was additional 8 spaces on Goshen Street in that parking lot also. So that's available now for our use after 5 o'clock.
My concern is if the tenants are going to use those parking space in the back.
Yes, they will. And I think Mr. Nori said he would even have some spaces designated for the residential parking. That could be possibly by means of a sign or something designated specifically for those apartments.
Because as I know, always is a problem with parking in that area there. So I want to make sure that the tenants don't have problem when they get in the afternoon to the house and they don't even find a parking space.
If I may, Mr. Nuri has testified that the parking lot is never full. There is a lot of pedestrian traffic from the neighborhood, and he's never had an issue with parking currently, and that it's 70% full at most.
So in summary,
during the day.
I heard Mr. Nori say that he would supply us some extra spots for the tenants. He may not supply and designate 10 of them, but can you designate at least 5 parking spaces during the day, and at night, it's going to be open. Can you designate 5 and say parking for tenants only somewhere?
Yes, we can put a sign on those designated parking. Yes.
Okay. Well, that's a big help.
Madam Chair, I would like, yes. If we are saying that, but I would like to put that as a condition that we're gonna.
Yeah, we're gonna put it as a condition, of course.
Of course. We'll do that.
Commissioners, other commissioners?
I got a question.
Where?
I have a question.
Yes, Commissioner Claudio.
I have a question. It's not going to be no e-bike permitted in this building. Am I correct?
E-bikes.
E-bike or the electric bikes. We don't want any electric bikes anywhere near that building.
Can we put that on the conditioners?
We could put it on the condition. There shouldn't be any in the back lot either, because truthfully, on the property, because we all know what e-bikes can cause.
I know. Yes.
Okay.
Of course.
Thank you.
Commissioners? Okay.
I think, I'm sorry, Madam Chair.
Commissioner Amor. Yes, Commissioner Amor.
We're just missing the lighting and the cameras. I'm pretty sure Mr. Nuri will have that covered, but we just want to make sure that it's
Yes, I'm gonna bring that up. Okay, so Mr. Nuri, we're asking you if you could possibly supply at least one video camera, okay, on the back lot, maybe one on the front, so that it could be connected to Paterson Police Department, okay, number one. And number two, just some lighting, not that it's gonna interfere with anybody's apartments, but just put some lighting so everybody feels safe going in and out of the parking lots
We
and
have
stuff.
enough lighting. We do have a lot of lighting. From
Okay.
public service and from myself.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you. That would be a condition also. Okay, anyone else?
Madam Chair, just to point out, there are
Yes.
two lighting fixtures already on the front that is built into the plan. Are there additional lights? And I believe there's going to
Oh,
be.
wait, hold on. I didn't see the ones in the front. Maybe I meant,
Yeah, there are two little squares.
Yeah.
Either side of the sign. And
you know what? Can somebody pull up the plans and show me where that is, please? Oh, on either side of the, wait, we just had it. On either side of the sign?
Yes. And
okay, I see it. Yeah, that would be enough. You don't want them too bright because you don't want them in somebody's window, one of the tenants. But we do need some nice lighting there, decorative lighting, and then also Mr. Nori already testified that he has plenty of lighting in the back. But as long as we know, we're going to put it on the record. That's what we want.
I also understand that there will be lighting in that corridor leading from the front of the building to the back.
Good, because we would need that as well. Awesome. All right. Anybody else? You can take the plans out. Anybody else, commissioners? Okay, so that being said, then I'm going to ask Mr. Biao, would you like to summarize, please?
Yes. So this proposal is an addition, a great addition to that neighborhood. Aesthetically matches up with the other buildings that Mr. Nuri has developed on that street. And it also shows a commitment of Mr. Nuri to Paterson to improve it, to add, beautification and his money, his dollars. And therefore, having these 5 extra apartments also adds and benefits the Paterson residents nearby. It is a vibrant community and it draws people from all over the tri-state area. This is a very well-known community for inclusiveness. And, so far that he has added 2 handicap apartments. I've not seen that in many plans that I have represented. It's on Main Street. Public transportation is easy to get to. We have filed an application to the county, by the way, that is pending. And it's surrounded by restaurants and beautiful cultural events that draws people from all over. It's something that we really should be proud of. And I believe that Mr. Nuri really stands for the best that Paterson has to offer. So for those reasons, I request humbly that you consider granting Mr. Nuri his application.
Thank you very much. Okay, would any commissioner like to make a motion on this application?
Yeah, I can make a motion for approval.
Yes, Commissioner Hassan.
Madam Chair, do you want me to read the conditions on the record for Mr. Aquaviva? He has requested that I do so.
Yes, you can.
Okay, so we have 4 conditions. Designate 5 parking spaces for the residential unit. No e-bikes on the property. Supply video camera on the front and back of the property, and sufficient lighting on the property.
Yeah, sufficient lighting also, and I believe Ms. Dubiel mentioned it, but just for the record, in that little alleyway, okay, leading to the back, that should be lit as well, okay?
Alleyway, okay.
Sure.
Okay, so Commissioner Hassan, you're going to make the motion?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion for approval. Excuse me, the applicant 11 Goshen Street LLC, 999 Main Street, Paterson, New Jersey, 07502-3, property 993 Main Street, block 6705, lot 22. I'm requesting the board attorney to prepare resolution for approval by by reviewing the site plan approval, bulk variances, city engineer, HEP Soil Conservation District, Passaic County Planning Board.
Okay, with the conditions,
Second.
The condition that mentioned by Ms.
by
Mary.
Madam Secretary.
Yes, Madam Secretary.
Second.
Second, who was that?
Commissioner
Roman.
I did.
Wait, who was it?
Roman.
Lorenzo or Roman?
I got Roman.
The record has Roman.
They're saying Roman.
It's okay. Congratulations, Roman. You got it.
Okay. All right. So please roll call, please.
Commissioner Hassan,
Yes.
Commissioner Claudio,
Yes.
Commissioner Fisher,
Yes.
Commissioner Hussein,
Yes.
Commissioner Liranzo,
Yes.
Commissioner Roman,
Yes.
Commissioner Mar.
Yes.
Oh, the suspense. Madam Chair Northrop.
There's no suspense. Yes. Okay. I want to congratulate Mr. Nori because I know he does a phenomenal job over there, and it's South Paterson is looking beautiful, and I applaud you for that. Thank you.
Nice of you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Keep Patterson great again.
Congratulations.
Good night. Good night.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So now, board members, have a good night, everyone. But board members, okay, I'm going to ask.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Wait, don't leave yet. We're not
Don't
done.
leave
night,
yet. We're
guys.
not
Bye.
ready. That's why I'm talking. You guys can leave, Mr. Bial and your client, but the
Nah, we
rest we
weren't
have
talking,
other
we were talking to
business.
him.
Romantic, and Mr. Stern, you guys can go. All right. Do we have other business in terms we have resolutions?
No,
What?
no, we didn't get a chance to with all the,
Oh, okay. Well, understood. All right. Any other business?
Yeah, I returned the email for everybody today.
Thank you.
Did you get the email from everyone?
Yes.
I did. The only one that was missing was Lorenzo.
I'm gonna attend the meeting by myself.
No, you're not. Bye. No, you're not.
All right, can we
Check
get a
the
motion to
email.
adjourn?
We're going to
Check the
motion to
email.
adjourn, but stay up. But I want everybody to still
check
to
the
stay on.
email.
Motion to
Check-
I
adjourn.
make a motion to return the email.
Yes, exactly.
I did.
And I
did.
second
check,
that.
Check the email, please. Check the email.
Roll call,
How
please.
about, how about a
All in
little
favor?
more?
We're
I need a
closing the
motion
meeting.
to adjourn this meeting.
Motion made.
move.
Jerry.
Second by
Second,
Alonso.
second.
And
All
we
in
are
favor?
closing.
Aye.
I
Okay.
did better, right, Madam Secretary?
Okay, so
Yes.
just hold on 1 second because we were still live.
Yeah.
Make
Let's wait till
sure
we get
that,
off. Let's wait till we get off live.
We get off.
Aye.
Check the email.
I will. Just stay quiet for a minute, please.
Here. I got it.
So is Mr. Aquaviva still on?